I wanted to do New Year's nails, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. It took me a minute to try to figure out what kind of design I wanted to do with these nails, because I wanted to do firecracker nails for New Year's, but I was like, how do you do the New Year's nails without it being just so basic and just being like the gold and black, and how do you make this to be a lot? So before I can even start on the nails, my hand was too loose, so I had to become a handyman, okay, or a handy woman, okay. Had to unscrew the screws, pull the hand off, tighten the screw inside, and then I was able to put it back onto the thing, and we was able to get to working, and the hand was good to go, okay? This part actually was a little hard to do. I don't know why screwing it was hard. Oh, never mind. It's because I had these nails on. These are my Christmas nails. Make sure if y'all haven't to go watch that video. It's out. Yep. So back to the nails. So here I am trying to put them on with nail glue, but it did not want to stick for the love of nothing. I didn't trim them down because I realized there's not really any point in trimming them down, especially if you want them long. So you want to keep the length of the natural nail bed, or in this case the plastic nail bed, but that glue didn't work, so I ended up just wiping it off. Or no, I didn't put the alcohol on the nails as the dehydrator, so I'm like, okay, maybe that's why the glue didn't stick. So I wiped all the nails down, and lo and behold, that was not the reason the glue did not stick. So I eventually got some, Gorilla Glue, but it was too gooey. It still didn't do it with the Gorilla Glue, but like immediately with the Gorilla Glue, it eventually did it. I just combined the nail glue and the Gorilla Glue together. To be fair, the nail glue is pretty old, so I'm not tripping. But also, nail glue never really sticks that well from plastic to plastic. So I might end up getting some jewelry glue to stick this down, and then maybe that'll actually work. But hey, it got the job done. After getting all of the tips glued onto the plastic nail bed, I'm now just going to file them out. And then I'm going to start applying this acrylic. I'm going to be so completely honest. I absolutely hate Mia's Secrets. This is I forgot what line this is. It's the one with all the colors and colors. I could really just go look, but I'm not going to. I'm sorry. I mean, if you really want to know, let me know down below and I'll tell you what it is. I think it's whatever. This is terrible. It was horrible. It was terrible. I kid you not. Horrible. Oh my gosh. I can't stress it enough. I won't be buying Mia's Secrets again. I don't know if it's because it was old, but in my opinion, it's acrylic and monomer. It's a powder. It shouldn't get old. So I just don't think that was the reason. It didn't want to come off my brush. It was sticking to my brush. I was dipping it in the monomer. Nothing. So I was just like, all right, we'll just try to do the thinnest layer because it is already pigmented. And I was just taking little by little and just wiping it on there, because I'm going to be so honest with y'all. It was terrible. It was terrible. I mean, I got it. It was stressful. I got it, but it was terrible. I wonder if Young Nails has color acrylic, or what other good color acrylics. Do you know any other good color acrylics that I could use? Because that would be so helpful versus using this. But I'm just patting it on there. I'm still getting it on there, still using it because it's almost gone. But do y'all see it sticking to my brush even after dipping it in the monomer? And it just bled in the monomer. So of course it was going to still stay on the brush. And I'm doing the same thing with the thumb, with the same horrible experience. Beside that point, let's get to the design. So in this design, I'm going to show y'all kind of the original picture of how I wanted everything to go. It wasn't really how I wanted it to go. I just wanted like the firecracker designs, which I didn't even end up doing. I even asked ChatGPT to help me with the design, and they gave me some pictures, but of course it's AI. It's not going to give you what you're looking for when you're looking for it. I mean, as a picture, it wasn't bad, but every nail was a different kind of nail. Like, no. So what I ended up settling with was the pinky and the thumb. I wanted them to be black, and I wanted them to be kind of the more festival ones. So of course the black is just equaling the darkness, because you know, New Year's at 12 a.m. I don't know about you, but as for me, it's pretty dark outside. With that being the case, I wanted the base to be black for the pinky and the thumb, and then I would go over the both of them with some jewels, some beads, just to kind of bedazzle them up, but to also be kind of like the confetti on the nails. In the middle, I did 3 pink, and here I'm just going in with the clear. I didn't even realize I did this. I ain't gonna lie. I went in with the clear acrylic on them, and then I did file them down and everything off camera. And then here's the base. So now I'm going in with the gel polish for the pinky. I actually did this by accident because I was like, oh shoot, I can use this as the glue for the beads. But I ended up still doing it because it was still a little bit sticky. And I just ended up putting the jewels kind of all throughout with my bedazzling tool. I don't even know what you call this thing, but I had these mini jewels that was mini gems, you could say, whatever you want to call them. And I was just taking the different colors. It had a lot of colors in it, so I took like 3 to 4 of each of the colors just to try to fill it up. And then once I got it filled up in the way that I liked it, I then moved on to the next set of nails. So of course all the gems didn't stick on there because, like I said, I didn't figure this out until the last minute, but they were still sticking. Some of them did eventually fall off, and then I just went and put it back on there with the gel polish that I was using. It was actually fairly simple, and I'm glad it all did stick on there, so that was a plus. With the pinky and the thumb being black, I wanted to do the 3 in the middle. I wanted them to be French tips. So I was going to do kind of like the smaller, what would you call it? Smile line of like the black. But I didn't want to do that. So here, of course, I'm just putting that layer of clear on. If you remember me talking about it in my last video, I saw that Nails by Vic, they put a clear layer of nail polish on before they started the nail art. And so I tried that today, and I do see why people do that. It makes it so that it doesn't smudge as bad. So I'll probably keep doing that or just be more careful. But I tell you what, I need some new nail art brushes. So y'all make sure to give this video a like, a thumbs up, even though that's the same thing. Make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't already, and watch this video all the way through so we can get enough money to get some new nail art brushes, because I need some more, okay? So I didn't really need to cure these, but I went ahead and cured it anyways. I mean, I'm sorry, it kind of looked cute in that light, like it's like glistening and glittering and everything like that. And I just do it for the 90 seconds, the longest one, and just once, because that's really all you need. After I let it finish curing, it is now time for the nail art portion. And like I said, I wanted to do a French tip, but I did forget to mention that I wanted to do a black French tip, of course, to represent the nighttime. I mean, it's New Year's, 12 a.m., it's dark outside, people popping fireworks, firecrackers, celebrating going into the new year, celebrating and thanking God for another year, because, yeah, you know, we made it to another year. I'm just gonna do black French tips on the 3 middle ones. This was actually really, really hard for some odd reason, but I realized why it was hard. Doing nail art, like where the nails are looking at me instead of the other way, I didn't realize how hard that was. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm actually struggling. And I did not realize that I do like it the other way because it's it's easier, especially doing press-ons. It's really easier because you have more maneuver of the nails. So it's easier to do the nail art, if that makes sense. I realized the hand was going to be hard. So I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'm not gonna lie though, I still like the way that they turned out. I feel like they could have been a little bit better, but with more patience and more practice, I'll get it down. Because like I said, I didn't realize this was gonna be that tricky. I thought I had it in the bag because I do this all the time. And I'm like, nah, man, you doing this a whole different way. So it's gonna be a little bit more tricky, you know. But hey, I still did it. And I feel like you guys will get the concept of the finished look. So I'm just filling these in with that black. This black was very pigmented. I think it was I'm not gonna lie and tell y'all what black this is because I don't know, but it's super pigmented. And I love the gel polishes that are super pigmented because you don't have to go over them with 2 layers. This is just 1 layer of the black and it is super pigmented. I didn't really have to go back over it again. I filled in any transparent spaces, any transparent spaces, and that was it. It was only 1 pass through of that black gel polish. And then, of course, I went ahead and cured them under the lamp for that 90 seconds. Like I say, I literally just clicked the button and then let it go because I've had experience with the gel polish where it didn't cure long enough. So it decided it wanted to crinkle up. And then it's like you pop the pimple because you squeeze it and then the gel polish still come out. But at that point, you're using too much gel polish. So tone down on the gel polish. So I did the first 2. I was actually a little scared to do the last one before curing the other 2 because I didn't want them to mess up because like I said, this was tricky for me because it's the other way around. So I'm just learning again. But you never stop learning, so I'm not tripping about any of that at all, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I love this angle. I'm surprised my camera didn't become blurry for most of it. It still became blurry, and I know you can't really see some parts, but it was still okay. Oh, I was looking at this while I was editing. Why does it look like a piece of ham? So I opted in for the longer black French tip. I feel like that would have looked better, and it really did. So I'm glad I went ahead and did the longer black French tips instead of doing the shorter ones like I initially planned. Also, I need a good brush cleaner. Like, I know acetone is good, but I'd be scared to use the acetone because then it'll accidentally bleed into the other nails. I mean, to the other parts of the painted, into the paint, I guess you could say. All right. But maybe it is acetone to use, or like, is there a brush cleaner, anything? I need to find it. So then, of course, after I finished that, I went ahead and put all of them under the lamp, even though only one of them needed to be cured. But hey, better safe than sorry, okay? So now I'm starting to draw this box thingy. So I don't know if y'all know, but if you ever pop fireworks before, they come in boxes, right? Or it's always something that they come in, and then you light that thing on fire, and then the fireworks shoot up. So if you notice by my inspiration at first, this has nothing to do with my inspiration at all. I didn't end up drawing the what's his face. I ended up doing a shooting firecracker and then it going into the night sky. I feel like that would have been simpler versus trying to do the other thing. And then this also would have more meaning, like fireworks, the nighttime, the night sky. But anyways, I tried to draw the box. I didn't really look up a reference picture. I was just like, when I explain this, y'all are going to get what it is. I was thinking about filling it in with all black, but I decided to just leave it how it is. And then it's shooting up the fireworks, as you can see. I did do the first one off camera because, again, I had no idea where I was going with this. And then I eventually was, all right, yeah, bet. I know where I'm going with this. So all of them have that shooting firecracker, and each of them is a different color. So we have red, blue, and purple. I was gonna do orange, and I feel like I should have just went ahead and did orange in the first place, but I went ahead and did purple. I did end up wiping it off because I wanted to make it more even and more in the middle, so I just redid it. But hopefully y'all know what box I'm talking about. If y'all ever play Sims and you go to like the little events that they have and they're like, join this parade or whatever it be having going on, and it's the fireworks at the event, it's kind of just like that little box, and then the fireworks pop up. Yeah, but I could have done it like oval or anything like that, but I just decided to make it square because that would have been the easiest thing to do. Another thing, remind me that if I am using regular gel polish, do not put a clear layer of top coat over it until it has fully dried, because it did bleed through. But anyways, that's beside the point. So I did the same thing with this nail that I did with the other one. I'm just here drawing the box again, trying to make it more in the middle. I would have made it closer to like the free edge of, that's not the free edge, to the cuticle, but I wanted them all to kind of be similar, because when I did the first one, I actually made it a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it still didn't look too bad. So I let it stay that way and just did the rest of them the same way. So I'm just trying to draw the box, and like I said, I didn't realize how hard and difficult this was, but I got it done. So I'm just using the white as like, you know, when the fireworks go off and they shoot up in the air and it's like the shoo shoo shoo, and yeah, that's what we were going for with the white. I was gonna put like some yellow around it, but I said that is actually, I could have did it. I don't know why I didn't end up doing it. I think I just didn't want to mess it up, because I was like, it doesn't look too shabby. I can work with this versus trying to do, you know, adding the yellow and accidentally messing it up. So I just like, I must leave the white, because I think it worked out. So like I said earlier, this one is the purple one, and I just drew the little like snowflakey lines to kind of make, you know, like the pop effect. Yeah. So with these two, they're going to have the numbers on them. They're going to say 2025. And I didn't even realize. See, this is what I mean by like, you got to be paying attention when you're doing the nails. So the way that I did the nails and then the 2025, it's basically backwards. But it still works out, because you could just look at the nails both ways, or the way that you choose to look at it, it would still make sense, if that makes sense. So here I am doing the 2 and the 5, but not realizing that it's actually backwards. It's in my view instead of the view of whoever's looking at the nails from the front, if that makes sense. So I'm just using my dotting tool to do the 2 and the 5. I was actually last minute that I thought of the 2025, but I said, wait a minute, we are going into 2025. Let me go ahead and just add the 2, the 5, the 2, and the 0, you know? So here I'm doing the 20. I'm doing the 20 right here, and then I'll do the 25 on the other hand. But I still think it turned out cute, because you actually can look at the nails from both ways. Or it turned out decent. It turned out okay. I think you get the gist of what's going on. Now I'm just going to go in with this pointed brush to go ahead and fill in the 2025. That way it's more visible and it's not just like the dots. I was thinking of keeping it the dotted look, but at the same time, you can't really tell what it is. So I decided to just go ahead and fill it in with that white gel polish and that brush. I also did end up redoing the 0 because I feel like it wasn't centered enough. But hey. But do y'all see how close that purple resembles the pink? That's what I was saying. I should have did the orange because you can't really tell the difference. You can't really see it through. But it was the only one that wasn't a gel polish was the blue. And I'm actually glad I just stuck with gel polish on the the first two because the blue did end up bleeding through, and I did have an orange firecracker on the other ones, and then I went over with the orange for like the pop for the 2025, and it bled through as well. But honestly, it was okay because you live and you learn at the end of the day. But here I am just refilling the pinky because I told y'all some of the jewels did fall off, but I feel like it still gives that festive vibe, that festive nail, and that's exactly what I was going for. I was going to kind of do an ombre look, but then I said that is actually going to be too much work, so let's try to keep it as simple as possible because we already have to do nail art, and I didn't even take none of that into account. But it was okay because at the end of the day, you can still tell that these are festive 2025 nail art. But I thank you so much for watching. You made it to the end of this video. You is a real one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to tell your friend, to tell your friend, to tell your friend. And remember that God loves you and I love you. And don't forget to stay unique in Christ. Deuces.